good challenge. I think it will help me to be a little bit better of a survivalist, to have systems that can be quickly adapted to different things. Like this setup, I can handle a lot of different temperatures and weather styles, whereas a lot of people have to uh, have an entirely different setup in the winter than compared to their summer setup, and it might only work in a dry environment, and then they have to get a completely different setup if they're going to go into a wet environment. And my system is effective in every type of thing, excluding like 40 below temperatures, which I think would probably destroy this tent. But the rest of my system would do really well down to some really cold temperatures. I think I'll get to test it eventually, I guess. My my goal is to eventually climb Denali. Even though that'll happen in the summertime, it can still get ridiculously cold on that mountain. That's a mountain in Alaska. It's the highest mountain in North America. It's also a mountain that a lot of people use to train on before they go to Everest, but I also believe that it might be actually the coldest mountain because it's up so close to the North Pole. I think it might be the coldest mountain, or coldest large mountain. I was reading something. It gets stupid cold there, basically. So yeah, that's my goal. Eventually, I'm gonna try to work my way up to being able to climb that mountain, and then I'll probably call it quits after that if I ever get that thing tackled. I'd like to do as much of this type of stuff while I can, while I'm young, and before I've got a family or anything like that. Because once I have kids, I'm gonna try not to risk my life doing things, which will hopefully enable me to focus on them instead of my own goals and stuff. So I'm trying to do this stuff before I have a wife and kids, basically. And yeah, so Denali, I'll have to climb several other mountains before that though. And the crappy thing about the Denali deal is if I do that, I have to set aside a month of my life basically to go do that. Like, I'd be gone for a month, and including training, I'd want to train for over a year ahead of time, which I'm planning on just being in a continual state of training from now until I climb that, because there's going to be a bunch of other mountains. There's always going to be another mountain to climb. Excuse me. So, but that's my ultimate goal, and I would set a higher goal for myself, but I don't think that I'll be able to. I think that will be the maximum as far as like an expensive climb goes. I think that will be the most that I'll be able to save up for, because it's several $1,000s, and whereas like Everest is $50,000 to $100,000 to do that. And although it's the highest mountain, it's not even the most difficult or dangerous. It's very dangerous and difficult, but not the most. There are several others that are more deadly. I don't know how. If I was to climb something after Denali, I'm not sure which one I would choose. Probably depending on the political state. There's one over in Pakistan that has never been climbed before. It's one of the highest mountaintops that's never been climbed. Actually, out of all of the high mountains, there are, like, out of all the highest mountains, there are quite a few that have never been climbed. The highest of those unclimbed mountains is illegal to climb. It's like over by Budapest or something. I can't remember the name of the country. But anyways, it's illegal for religious reasons. Local religious beliefs, they won't let anybody climb it. It's on the border of China and some other country. But there's a mountain range called the Karakoram, and it goes through several countries. One of those is Pakistan, and in Pakistan is the second highest unclimbed mountain, and it's called Muchu Kasich. It's not spelled exactly like it sounds. It's spelled crazily. But anyways, it looks almost impossible to climb. It's so steep. It's just like a really steep ridge that comes out of the landscape, and then on part of the ridge, that's the summit. So you could climb up from the flat side, and it would be like climbing up a ladder for thousands of feet, or you could take a long way and traverse the ridge line all the way across until you made it to the summit. But which I feel like might be safer, because maybe you could avoid avalanche danger that way because you'd be above everything. I don't know. I've never climbed a actual super tall, dangerous mountain before. So I'll have to get a little bit more experience before I decide how I would want to tackle that. But if I ever did go on to do like a really expensive climb, I think I would do that one because it's never been climbed before, and I think that would really be cool to know that I was the first person to climb that mountain. Like the first, I think that'd be pretty incredible to be the first human in ever to ever climb that. That'd be pretty awesome, I feel like. Damn bugs. Sorry, I had to assassinate a bug. Oh, they're everywhere now. I left my light on too long. Alright, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.